Hello, Dr. Johnson and everyone. I am A Meeks. I am coming to you from my office at the fire department here in Griffin, Georgia. If you are not familiar with Griffin, we are located halfway between Atlanta and Macon. We are a bedroom community of approximately 26,000 residents. I chose the city of Griffin as the topic for the budget planning paper since I have been employed with them for close to 30 years. The city of Griffin is a full-service municipality. An interview was conducted with Mrs. Angela Thompson, the budget analyst for the city. Her primary job is the creation, maintenance, and implementation of the city's budget yearly. I asked her the questions that were supplied for the assignment, and I asked some additional questions concerning bias, depreciation, and GAAP regulations. The process itself is very long. The budget calendar Mrs. Thompson provided shows a 6-month period from January to June. But in actuality, it starts much sooner than that. She stated that in October, she begins creating all the forms needed for the upcoming budget planning process. The department directors begin evaluating and creating their needs and requests during this time. The official budget process, however, begins in January. The budget goes through great scrutiny, beginning with meetings between the individual department heads with the finance director and the budget analyst. When the second wave of meetings occur, the city manager is then involved. She may or may not meet with the department heads. This is dependent solely upon her and any clarifications that she may need. Once the city manager approves the budget, then the finance department begins the task of reconciling revenue to expenses. The city has 17 departments, of which 6 are for profit or enterprise funds. The revenue stream for the city includes taxes, license and user fees, sales taxes, grants, cost sharing agreements, charges for services, fines, rental fees, property rentals, and transfers from the enterprise funds. The electric fund supplies a specific percentage, water and wastewater provides a set amount, and the remaining enterprise funds provide revenue based upon earnings less expenses. Without the revenue streams from the enterprise funds, the city would not be able to provide the level of services the citizens have come to expect. Once the budget is balanced, it becomes the recommended budget and is presented to the Board of Commissioners. At this point, the commissioners can make changes, recommendations, or accept it as is. Once the board has approved of the budget, a legal notice is ran in the local paper for the public review period. A hard copy is placed in the city manager's office for public review, as well as a digital copy online. A minimum of 2 public hearings are held at the commission meetings in June for public response to the budget, and the budget is adopted at the final meeting in June and becomes effective July 1 of that year. The fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th every year. The paper goes much more in depth concerning reporting procedures, depreciation guidelines, and expenses. Due to the length of the paper, I left out the answers concerning any biases in the budget. The answer from Mrs. Thompson is that it is very limited, if at all. Overall, it was very eye-opening as to the entire process and the tediousness needed to maintain a governmental budget. I am sure that the general public does not know that the taxes they pay is but a drop in the bucket of what is needed to run a city this size. With 17 departments, with 17 different budgets, 6 of which are revenue producing budgets, all combined into one overall budget, and all the regulations that accompany it, managing and maintaining this budget is not for the faint of heart.